Good evening, everybody. Hopefully you can all hear me. We're just going to wait a couple of minutes while we get everybody in. So lovely to have so many of you joining us this evening. If I can I'll just do a couple of house rules. If I can ask you to, all our attendees, if you can just keep your microphones on mute, just so that we don't disrupt, have any disruptions throughout the evening.
Click on the dot. Click on the dot.
Oh.
Mute my audio. Start video.
I see some of you are, hello, I can see some people waving at me. Hello.
Hey, Nicole.
Hi. Okay, if I can ask you again, just to all check that your mics are on mute. But you're more than welcome to keep your cameras on.
Where's my mute? Mute is, okay.
Oh, I can just mute all.
Mute my audio.
Oh, I can see some lovely chats from the chat box as well. So yeah, definitely go ahead and connect with us and chat with us in the chat box. And I'm going to go ahead and begin sharing my screen. I will begin in a moment. I don't want to keep you all waiting this evening. So hello again and good evening. Welcome to this A Taste of Saint Lucia virtual evening. My name is Nicole Compton and I am the Sales and Marketing Manager for Trade at the Saint Lucia Tourism Authority. So thank you so much for joining us here this evening. Hopefully we will bring a bit of sunshine to your homes and tell you all about Saint Lucia tonight. I do have some incredible co-hosts with me. I'm going to tell you all about the properties that they represent in Saint Lucia and a couple of special guests as well. So you will be hearing from Susie Trott, who's going to tell you all about the Harbour Club Curio Collection by Hilton. Martin Jones and Conrad Wagner will be sharing with you Calabash Cove Resort and Spa. Andrea Hind will be telling you all about Sugar Beach, a Viceroy Resort. And we are lucky enough to have a Saint Lucia expert on the line with us this evening. And she will be telling you what she loves about Saint Lucia and sharing her contact details with you. So if you want to plan your next trip to Saint Lucia, you can definitely liaise with her and she'll be able to do everything for you. And last but not least, near the end of the evening, before we do some spot prizes, we have Jenny Killam, who is the director and owner of Spices Cooking Studio in Saint Lucia, and she'll be doing a live demo and showing us a simple Saint Lucian meal that you too can try and do at home. So as I mentioned, we're going to spend the next hour and 15 minutes or so with you. And we do have some prizes to be won as well. We've got some bottles of rum, some shopping vouchers, some champagne. So we ask that you stay, you do stay on till the end, where we will be pulling some winners. So what we will do is we will pick some names randomly and we'll like you to just identify yourself in the chat box and we will go ahead and take your details down and we will be sending that prize over to you. So without further ado, I'm here. Let me share with you tonight my Saint Lucia. Saint Lucia is the only country in the world to be named after a woman, which is why we say, let her inspire you. Let this beautiful, lush, green, majestic woman inspire you to come and visit. And hopefully she will inspire you to inspire your family and friends to visit us as well, because everybody who touches her shores falls in love with her. You will see from the various properties this evening, everything that Saint Lucia has to offer. And we will tell you why Saint Lucia is more than just your typical sun, sea, and sand destination. I will inspire you with her stunning natural beauty. So Saint Lucia is home to our monumental Piton Mountains. These are our two volcanic plugs which tower above the Caribbean Sea, which make the perfect backdrop for every image and also makes the most memorable locations as well. If you are into hiking and you like doing something a little bit different, you can definitely hike to the top of the Pitons. Or if you love diving, we do have diving beneath the Pitons available as well. Saint Lucia is also home to one of the most idyllic bays, and which can also be considered as the prettiest bay in the Caribbean, which is Marigot Bay. This image does not do the Marigot Bay justice. As you can see from here, the island's it really emphasizes how green, how lush the island is, with that contrast against the beautiful Caribbean Sea. We do have some beautiful beaches, and this is one of my favorite beach. This is the Rhodri Beach, located in Rodney Bay. This is 2 miles of unspoilt sandy beach, which takes you all the way up to Pigeon Island National Park, which you can see in the far corner. This is actually where, a history fact, this is actually where the British were stationed when they were fighting for Saint Lucia. So Saint Lucia has a rich history between the British and the French. We were 7 times British, 7 times French. Eventually the British did win, which is why English is the main language that we speak. But we do speak broken French as part of that French Creole heritage that we have in Saint Lucia. So you will see I'm fashioning a lovely Creole scarf today, which I'll tell you a little bit more about our Creole Heritage Festival that we celebrate in October of every year, a bit later on. And we have some of the most wonderful sparkling waterfalls as well, which are dotted all over the island, which make exploring St. Lucia just explorer's dream. Now, I mentioned St. Lucia is more than just your typical sun, sea and sand destination. This is because we have so much to offer. We really encourage guests and everybody who visits Saint Lucia to get out and explore the island, because the island is very different and it's very unique. You can do zip lining with us in Saint Lucia. I think my slides is just frozen. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so you can do zip lining with us in St. Lucia. We have 3 zip lining sites over around the island where you can enjoy. They're perfectly situated for any resort you choose to stay at. And if jumping from tree to tree is a little bit too much for you, we have aerial tram tours that you can do as well, which just hover above the interior of St. Lucia, really showing you how green, how lush the island really is. I love exploring in Saint Lucia, so I've included some of my own images as well here. I love doing Segway tours, so you can do a Segway tour in Saint Lucia and really get to enjoy a little bit of the northern part of the island. Oh. You can take a trip down to the Caribbean's only drive-through volcano, and you can have a sulfuric mud bath, which they do say can make you come out looking 10 years younger. So if you want a little bit of inexpensive spa, I definitely recommend heading down to the drive-through volcano. Just got some annotations on my screen. Just bear with me 1 second, just as I just clear that. It's just, I'm not sure why that's appeared. Apologies for that. Oh, and then we're just going to go back. Oh, apologies for the delay. I'm not sure what happened there. I think someone maybe just touched a button and it just annotated my screen. So yes, as I was saying, you can also do some horse riding on our East Coast and really taking in the beautiful Atlantic Ocean. And we do also have ATV bikes as well. It's one of my new favorite things to do. I didn't actually realize I had the need for speed until I got onto the back of one of these ATVs. And with a lot of our tours in Saint Lucia, they're quite unique where you don't just get to experience the tour, but they take you to old historical sites, old abandoned bunkers, the ruins at Pigeon Island. You get to see bases where the French had their base, where the English had their base. So you really get to learn a lot about the destination as well. You can also do some jungle biking in one of our many trails across the island. And again, you get to see, as you can see in the background, this image, some of the historical sites. This is an old sugar mill, which has been in Saint Lucia for over 150 years. If you are into water sports, we do have a range of water sports available, whether it's sea kayaking, as you can see here, or sea helmet trek, where you get to walk at the bottom of the ocean's bed. Or you can do some scuba diving at one of our 25 dive sites on island. If you're not into diving, we do have snorkeling available where you can snorkel just off the shore of many of our beaches. As you can see from this image, the water is crystal clear, and with a lot of our beaches, you don't need to go too far just to be able to see some amazing underwater life as well. When whale and dolphin season, when it's whale and dolphin season, you can definitely do that with us. This typically tends to be within the colder months, so anywhere from November through to February. As it gets colder out in the Atlantic Ocean, they tend to migrate to warmer waters. So they tend to head a little bit closer to St. Lucia, so you're more likely to be able to see some whales and dolphins during this time. If you are into yachting, you can definitely enjoy that with us. You can hire a yacht and sail around St. Lucia or sail around the Caribbean, dock in one of our 2 marinas, either the Marigot Bay Marina or the Rodney Bay Marina. Or you can also do any of our full or half-day catamaran cruises as well. Can also be called booze cruises. You get to enjoy some amazing cocktails throughout the day, and they take you down the West Coast, down to the Pitons. They may even twin it with a couple of our tours, so you could also go to the Sulphur Springs, or they may stop for you to do some snorkeling and swimming as well. And if your holidays, you just want to enjoy, top up your tan and get some vitamin D, you can definitely do that. We are lucky enough that because we do have that drive-through volcano, we have a collection of both white and black sandy beaches. So whatever's your fancy, you can definitely enjoy some time lazing by the beach. If you are into birding, Saint Lucia is definitely a bird watcher's paradise. We have 188 birds now in Saint Lucia, and 5 of them are actually endemic to the island, so they're only found there, making Saint Lucia the perfect place for bird watchers. Now, one of my absolute favorite things to do in Saint Lucia is to, well, besides eat chocolate, is to make chocolate. Saint Lucia has a rich history in cocoa plantations and chocolate making, and Hotel Chocolat has a boutique plantation in Saint Lucia called Rabbit Hotel, where you can do a bean to bar experience and you get to learn to make your own bar of chocolate. They take you through the whole process of how it starts off as a cocoa bean and the various different processes it goes through to become cocoa nibs, which you then pound up to produce your own bar of chocolate, which you can take home. It's definitely something that I recommend that everybody tries because it's quite a unique experience, and you can say that you've done something quite different in Saint Lucia. If you are into rums, we do have a distillery where you can learn all about the rums that we produce in Saint Lucia. My favorite is the spiced rum. It is like Christmas in a bottle. And the best part of the tour as well is at the end of going through the process of rum making, you get to try every rum that we make in Saint Lucia as well. And you get to bring some of these rums back home. We're hoping that you stay with us till the end. We will be giving away a bottle of Chairman's Reserve and a box of Hotel Chocolat chocolates as well. So definitely stay tuned to the end till when we pick those names out. Now, continuing the theme of cuisine, we have some of the most amazing cuisine in Saint Lucia, from fine dining at some of our luxurious restaurants to some of our local restaurants dotted around the island. We are able to cater to everybody's needs and everybody's dietary requirements. And we try to serve everything that we can grow in Saint Lucia. So whatever's in season, fruits and vegetables and herbs wise, we will utilize that in a lot of our meals. So when it's mango season, we'll infuse mango in many different ways. When it's cocoa season, you may try a white chocolate mashed potato or a chocolate daiquiri or something similar. So we really try to serve everything that's fresh and everything that we can grow in Saint Lucia. Now, Saint Lucia is known as the romance capital of the Caribbean, and we are proud to announce that we are the world's leading honeymoon destination for 2020, awarded by World Travel Awards. This is an award that we have won for an incredible 12 times in total, and for the last 3 consecutive years. And it really goes to show that when people think of special romantic occasions, they definitely think of Saint Lucia as one of their top choices. This is because Saint Lucia is perfect for unique proposals, bachelor and bachelorette parties, elopements, destination weddings, honeymoons, anniversaries, vow renewals, and iconic romantic celebrations. We have no residency in Saint Lucia, so you can get married within being an island for a few hours. So it's perfect for anybody who's coming in on a cruise, and if they fall in love with the island as much as I do, then you can definitely get married all within the same day. You will need some standard documentation, so your passport and birth certificate, and any further documentation would depend on your circumstances. If one of the parties divorced, a widow or widower, has changed their name via deed poll, or is under the age of 18 or needs their documents translated into English. We can perform a wedding for you anywhere. We like to say Saint Lucia is a destination of limitless experiences. Whether you want to get married on one of our luxurious beaches, in one of our resorts or villas, at Pigeon Island, in the ruins of Pigeon Island National Park, with the Piton Mountain as your backdrop, on top the Pitons, beneath the Pitons, we can do anything for you. One of my favorites is that we hosted an underwater wedding a few years ago. We had a dive couple from Canada who wanted to get married in Saint Lucia, and they thought the best way to do it was to twin it with something that they love. So we were able to get one of our dive masters ordained, and he was able to perform the ceremony. They had their I do all on placards and then their hand signals. So it just goes to show that nothing is impossible in Saint Lucia. We also have a diverse range of accommodation, from luxury villas and sanctuaries to boutique properties and inns, and you will be hearing from 3 amazing properties today. But just to give you an idea of our properties in Saint Lucia, we do utilize all of our West Coast for our hotel products, giving you that beautiful Caribbean sea. And St. Lucia is the perfect destination for a twin center holiday, because the north of the island is very different to the south of the island. In the north of the island, you get the vibrancy of the Rodney Bay area, which has many different types of cuisines, of restaurants, has that beautiful Raidry Beach that I showed you earlier. Then when you start heading down to the southwest coast into Marigot Bay and down into Soufrière, everything is very green, pristine, it's romantic, it's luxurious. So you can actually twin a resort in the north and a resort in the south and get 2 very different experiences in the one holiday. So it's definitely something to consider. Now, if our things to do and our stunning imagery wasn't enough to convince you to or inspire you to visit St. Lucia, hopefully our calendar of events will. We know that we are going through some difficult times at the moment, but we are excited and we can't wait to be able to welcome guests again to our calendar of events. We have a jazz festival, which typically takes place in May of every year. We also have a carnival, which takes place in July of every year as well. And carnival is one of my favorite events. I love to be able to put on this vibrant costumes and listen to local soca music and enjoy the local atmosphere of St. Lucia. We also have a Roots and Soul Festival that typically takes place at the end of summer, where we get to celebrate roots and soul music, and we fly in artists from all over the world. And in October of every year, we typically celebrate our arts and heritage. So we celebrate that Creole and that French heritage that we once had. As you can see, I'm fashioning a lovely madras headpiece today. This is a fabric that was typically used by the French when they were in Saint Lucia. So we've been able to keep that tradition going and carry that on. And throughout the whole month of October, we have our Arts and Heritage Festival celebrating Creole Month. I'm just going to tell you some quick useful information on how to get to St. Lucia and what our protocols is now while we are all battling through this global pandemic. So just to give you a couple of fast facts. So we have 2 airports in St. Lucia. We have a domestic regional airport in the north of the island called George F.L. Charles. And we also have an international airport in the south of the island, which is Heronora International. Heronora is where all our flights from the UK, US, and Canada will fly into. So you'd fly directly into the south. And flight time is approximately 8 hours from the UK. Then, depending on where your hotel is situated, there may be a 90-minute transfer for the transfer between the north and the south of the island. However, we do have helicopter and boat transfers available. So if you want to arrive at your hotel in style or a less conventional way, then those options are available for you. One thing I do want you to note from this presentation today is St. Lucia is an all year round destination, so you can definitely travel to us all year round. As I mentioned before, we have 2 languages that we speak. English is the main language, but you will hear that broken French, that Creole around the island as well, as part of that heritage that we once had. We accept 2 currencies, the Eastern Caribbean dollar and also the US dollar island-wide. And British passport holders do not require a visa to St. Lucia. All we ask is that your passport is valid for the duration of stay in St. Lucia. So if you're there for 2 weeks, as long as your passport is valid for that 2 weeks, then you are permitted to travel to St. Lucia. It's very easy to get to us in terms of flights. So British Airways typically offers a daily service out of London Gatwick train to Heronora International. But at the moment, this is varied as we're all dealing with the various different lockdowns and COVID-19. So definitely check with your travel agent or tour operator or their website if you are looking to book. And TUI also offers flights out of London Gatwick to St. Lucia and also out of Manchester as well. So anybody in the north of the island, we definitely got you covered. You can travel with TUI if you don't want to come into London to fly to St. Lucia. Now, we know it's been a difficult year a difficult year, 12 months for all of us. And we have put together some really strict, but really good protocols to make sure that we are able to keep yourselves, your guests safe, and keep our nationals safe as well. So before traveling to St. Lucia, there's just a few things that we ask that all visitors adhere to be able to have a enjoyable and safe holiday in St. Lucia. We ask that all visitors have a negative COVID-19 PCR test, which has been taken no more than 7 days before arriving into St. Lucia, counting the day of arrival as part of your 7 days. We also ask that you have a COVID-19 certified accommodation booked for the duration of your stay in St. Lucia. You must complete an online travel registration form and submit a copy of your negative PCR test results before traveling to Saint Lucia. On submitting your travel registration form, you will be issued an authorization letter, which you need to carry with you as well, and also a copy of your form. You can now also download, print, and complete a health screening form, which can be found on our website, which will just help to speed up the process for you at the airport. For more information on our COVID-19 protocols or any of our forms that you need to complete before departure, visit our website, www.saintlucia.org, or you can always call our office numbers on Monday to Friday, or drop us an email. We'll be happy to help you. I will be sharing all these details as well in my follow-up email with yours, just in case you're able to write it down or to remember. Now, I'm just going to show you a short video just to give you an idea of what the travel process through Saint Lucia and the airport is like now.
The Saint Lucia Air and Seaports Authority has been working assiduously alongside the Ministry of Health under the guidance of the Chief Medical Officer for the opening of its facilities amid COVID-19. Vehicles entering the port must stop at the designated security checkpoints. All passengers are to enter the terminal via the designated entrance for thermal screening and show travel documents and ID at the security checkpoint to obtain access to the terminal. Our airports are operating under strict health and safety protocols. Therefore, only departing and arriving passengers will be allowed within the terminal. Face masks must be worn at all times. We have improved sanitizing at frequent touch points throughout our facility and increased sanitation stations across the facilities. We have also installed social distancing floor markers and social distancing for seating in the departure terminal. Arriving passengers will be escorted by airline ground handling staff to the port health facility to be processed in accordance with the port health protocols. Once processed, persons may proceed to the immigration hall. Passengers are required to complete the reverse side of landing cards prior to accessing the baggage claim area. All arriving travelers who have been processed through the port health facility, immigration, and customs and have exited to the arrival concourse will be dispatched by the government-authorized tourism taxi via dedicated transport to either the government-authorized quarantine facility or government-approved hotel accommodation or private residence as approved by the Ministry of Health. For more information, please visit www.slaspa.com.
Lovely. So I hope that's given you a rough idea on what the travel process is like in Saint Lucia now. And I'm sure the hotels that you will hear from will let you know what their protocols and what they're doing on property to be able to keep you safe. This is how you can stay connected with us. We encourage you to share your experiences. Tell us about times when you've been to Saint Lucia, or if you're heading to Saint Lucia, on our Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. If you'd like to sign up to our newsletter, if you drop us an email, newsletter@stluciauk.org, we will definitely add you to our mailing list. And any further information can always be found on our website. And I will also be sharing my contact details with you at the end as well. So you're more than welcome to reach out to me if you have any questions or any queries. Now, without further ado, I'm just going to leave you with a last video, which is hopefully summarize everything that I've said throughout my presentation and will inspire you to book Saint Lucia for your next holiday.
Let her welcome you, warm you, wow you, with her sunshine, fun times, and vibrant hospitality. Let her excite you, amaze you, surprise you, with wonderful adventures on tropics, sand, and sea. Let her indulge you, treat you, spoil you, with her world-class hotels, resorts, and limitless luxury. Let her relax you, restore you, renew you, with her nurturing nature, spas, and serene tranquility. Let her delight you, entice you, romance you, with her unique charm, magic, and island beauty. She is Saint Lucia. Let her inspire you,
Okie dokie. So thank you so much for listening to me. I hope I have inspired you to want to visit Saint Lucia. If you do have any questions, I will be having a look into the chat box now and answering them for you. Hopefully you were all able to hear me okay. I don't know if any of my co-hosts or any burning questions that I need to address before we move on. No? Okay. So what I will do now, I will hand over to one of our Saint Lucia experts, who is Gretchen Kibler from Holidays Please, and she will tell you a little bit about herself and why she loves Saint Lucia.
Hi everybody, hopefully you can see me and hear me okay. I've been lucky enough to visit St Lucia quite a few times over the last few years. It was the very first Caribbean island that I visited, and probably that's perhaps why it holds a very special place in my heart. I always remember stepping off the plane for the first time and being hit by this wall of warm, like really warm air, and I just knew straight away that I was going to love the place. You then like hopped in a taxi and off you went, and I just remember the ride going from the airport up to our hotel, and you basically go all the way up through the rainforest. It's absolutely beautiful, maybe a little bit bumpy, but it really gives you a real good feel of what the island has to offer. So it's a really good start to kind of your holiday experience. I've been lucky enough to obviously stay in some of the really amazing hotels on the island. And there's a good variety to suit everybody's taste, but what really gets me wanting to go back time after time is the scenery, the friendly people, and the amazing food, which obviously you've seen a few pictures that Nicole shared. Everybody that you'll meet, so welcoming, always, you know, a smile on the face, can't do enough to help you, really, really friendly people. And then obviously by staying at some of the nicest hotels on the island, I've got to experience the amazing food. But my most memorable experience food wise was sitting in a steak restaurant in Rodney Bay with my husband. And we basically sat there. We're probably there for about 2 hours. We were just watching the locals coming in and out, sort of eating their dinner. But we were savouring the most amazing steak I have ever eaten. And that is a lot coming from a South African, saying that they've had better steak than South Africa. So there really is a good sort of variety of different foods out there, and just, you know, get out into the local restaurants, etc., and experience it. It really is very, very good. Also, I've had the opportunity to experience a lot of excursions on the island as well, in my few times that I've been. I've done horseback riding along the beach. I've done, same as Nicole, the segways, and Nicole and I even did the sea kayaking together. So great experience. You know, something that you could really kind of get your teeth into. It really is a lot of fun. There's definitely experiences for everyone. So, you know, if you're not quite as active, there's plenty for you to do. But if you are active, there's absolutely loads to do. On my last trip, we did get to climb the Piton. It's definitely for those people who do like hiking. It's quite a trek, but even if you can get halfway up there, the views are absolutely stunning. So, you know, give it a go. Even if you go halfway, you'll have an amazing experience. The best thing, obviously, is to get outside of your hotel complex and explore what the island has to offer. So if you can get to somewhere that the locals enjoy, so somewhere like the Friday night jump up in Grosjelet, like a street party, street food, amazing experience. Also things like the 2020 cricket match, which we were able to go and experience.
Sorry, Gretchen, just to cut you off. Sorry, can I just remind everybody to please mute their... Oh, sorry, I think I've just muted everyone. Please just a reminder to keep your microphones muted so we don't have any interruptions. Sorry, Gretchen, if you'd like to continue.
Thank you. Yeah, so another experience that we got to do was actually go and watch a 2020 cricket match the last time we were there. And it's amazing to see how passionate the local people are. And it's so much fun getting involved with the locals. They are incredibly friendly, and would sort of invite you to do sort of anything, and enjoy the experience with them. So definitely get out of your hotel complex and explore the island. I'm a very keen diver as well. I've only managed one dive on the island. It was absolutely incredible. And there's diving right off the coast, so you don't need to kind of go far to actually see amazing sort of sea life. There's loads of snorkeling, and I've always done snorkeling as well when we've been on island. So you'll get to see loads, even if you're just going to sort of snorkel just off the beach. I plan to go back to St Lucia at the end of this year, definitely to try and sort of get some more diving under my belt, because what I saw the last time I went, it's really, really inspired me to go and sort of see more of it. So I'm definitely going to do that. What I would say is, if St Lucia's not on your list of destinations to visit, it really should be, because there is just so much to offer out there. So I'm on hand to kind of answer questions, give you ideas, just really help and sort of hopefully inspire you to visit the island as well. So what I'll do is I'll share my contact details in the chat, so you can always contact me after this and sort of get some more info. So hopefully that does inspire you to visit the beautiful island of St Lucia.
Lovely. Thank you, Gretchen.
Thanks, Nicole.
I actually took Gretchen to St Lucia myself on one of our educational trips, and like she was saying, we got to do the sea kayaking together. We did the pitons, and we did quite a number of experiences. So I know that Gretchen is she's quite knowledgeable on St Lucia, so she'll confidently be able to advise you on the best places to go, best places to eat, and the best things to do.
Brilliant. Thanks, Nicole.
Thank you. Okay, so moving swiftly on, we're going to be heading to the north of the island, and I'm going to introduce you to Susie, who's going to tell you all about the Harbour Club.
Good evening, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. Thank you, Nicole. It's lovely to be with you this evening. I am with the Harbour Club, which is a curio collection by Hilton. The Harbour Club is a modern hotel. We are a 4-star property based up in the north of the island in a place called Rodney Bay. Rodney Bay is absolutely brilliant. Last time I was there was unfortunately about a year ago, and I counted about 52 bars, restaurants. The atmosphere is brilliant, and you can literally walk to the Harbour Club to Rodney Bay from the Harbour Club. What you're looking at there is just a little overview of the property. It was built in 2018. It's relatively quite new. We take families, so kids are welcome, obviously adults, so we cater to all families and adults too. We have 4 pool areas, which you can see on that image there. Some lovely cabanas that we rent out just on the left of the screen here, which we can rent out privately. We've got some gorgeous swim-up suites which are here. We have a lovely state-of-the-art gym up here, which we offer yoga, which we do every morning as well. And we have a lovely little spa over in the area here. The facilities that we have, many sort of dining options. We also, as you can see from the previous slide here, you're probably thinking, where is the beach? We don't have a beach, but what we do have is Pigeon Island. So what we do is we offer complimentary waterboat taxis to Pigeon Island. We pick you up from the dockside of the Harbour Club Hotel, and we will drop you to the beach, and someone will be waiting for you here. And we escort you to a private area on Pigeon Island where you have your own sun lounges, your towels, cool boxes. Obviously, this facility is not available at the moment. So in normal non-COVID times, we will be resuming back to this facility. But at the moment, you have to stay on property and obviously use the pools. We don't have access to the beach, unfortunately. So I'm going to just walk you through the accommodation because I have very limited time. And what we have here that you're looking at is a lovely swim-up suite on the property. We have 115 cabins, and we call all the rooms at the Harbour Club cabins due to the lovely nautical inspired decor throughout the hotel. The accommodation ranges from 1-bedroom suites, swim-up suites, which you're looking at right now, and we also have standard island and mounted standard view as well. All of the bedrooms, I actually just wanted to put this slide in here because I felt it was really important for you to have a look at a really standard basic lead-in room category at the Harbour Club. Most of the rooms at the Harbour Club will either have a really small terrace, a balcony, or really large windows. So what you're looking at now is a typical lead-in room category, island view. And as you can see, just waking up, having a cup of tea or a coffee in the morning is so lovely and it's really relaxing. It's a fantastic location. All of the rooms that we have at the Harbour Club have smart TVs, they have their own fridges, Nespresso machines. We have motion activated light sensors at the end of the beds here. So you can imagine in the middle of the night, if you need to get up and go to the bathroom, it's actually pretty straightforward and you don't bump into anything because of the lights come on during the night, which is quite nice. In the bathrooms, we have Bulgari amenities, lovely rain showers, fluffy robes, slippers. So really sort of high-end luxury and amenities within all of the rooms. I'm just going to walk you through some of the dining options at the Harbour Club. This is the Julia restaurant that we have at the Harbour Club. We offer breakfast and we also have an all-inclusive meal plan. Personally, if I was staying at this particular hotel with my family, I would recommend you book bed and breakfast simply because of the location, simply because of the proximity to Rodney Bay and the plethora of restaurants and bars and everything you can do to eat out is so close. I would definitely recommend the breakfast plan. We have a full buffet restaurant at the Harbour Club, so breakfast, lunch and dinner would be served in Julia's. We also have a really lovely fine dining Asian infused restaurant called 14 North. And then we also have our Sky Lounge, which is what you're seeing here. And this really, again, sort of COVID times, and obviously we will get back to where we were before, but this is really the place to be. I mean, in the evenings on a weekend, they have DJs and live music, and it's really great fun up here. And you can see in the evenings how lovely you can imagine at night with the sort of the setting that they have there. It's really absolutely great fun. We also have a pizzeria in the hotel, which is our dockside pizzeria. And we can serve that for lunch or for dinner. And that would be, you know, your typical sort of authentic, freshly made pizzas, just in a really lovely setting. And that's just a little shot there in the evening of the Harbour Club that I've shown you there. Definitely one thing I really would recommend is our luxury catamaran cruise that we have at the Harbour Club. This picks you up dockside and literally takes you to the most amazing sunset cruise. And I can send some information in the chat room here on details if anybody wants more information on this, but it is absolutely a must. You literally sail off into the sunset, lovely drinks and cocktails and food, and we bring you back, you know, literally ready to start your evening at the Harbour Club. I'm going to leave you this image. I've got a very short video that I'm going to show you after this. I just imagine sat here right now with a nice G&T looking out there. It is literally, as you see it, as stunning as it is. I wanted to mention a couple of things to you. In particular, you know, if you are thinking of going to Saint Lucia, number one, you absolutely must. And number two, if you are going to do it, you should book now. And the reason being is there are so many offers. More offers than usual, more aggressive offers than usual. We have at the Harbour Club some really great offers available to book until the 2nd of February. And the travel period will be from May through to December. And I just had a quick online look earlier, just before I jumped on this. And we have 7 nights, £745, including flights, breakfast, staying at this hotel in the month of May. So really amazing rates. So I'm going to just show you now a little video, and then I'm going to ask you a quick question for our spot prizes. So hopefully you've been listening. And here is the video.
Oh, Susie, we can't see any video. We're just seeing your presentation screen. Hello, Susie? Can you hear me?
Oh, I didn't know that. Hello?
Hello? Yeah, we can't, so we couldn't see the video. We could just see your
Oh,
presentation screen still.
okay. So if you just bear with me a second, can you just bear with me? And I am going to play the video. 2 seconds. You let me know you can hear it.
We can hear it, but we still can't see anything.
Oh. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I won't waste too much time trying to get it to play, but it's just a really nice overview, really, of the property. So apologies.
I can always share the link as well, and if you've got a link, you can pop it into the chat box, and I can share it with them at the end.
Okay, great. Does anybody have any questions at all?
I saw a few in the chat box while you were talking.
Okay.
There was a question that asked, are all the restaurants available for all guests staying all inclusive?
Yes, they are. Every single run. So yes, we don't stipulate that you can't go to certain restaurants. Every single restaurant is open for all guests, regardless of your meal plan.
Perfect. And one other question, what is the cost of the catamaran?
It's $150 per person.
Perfect. Lovely, thank you. I think those are the only questions we have for you at this time.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
If you'd like to go ahead and ask your question.
Where can we see the offers you mentioned?
So the offers that we have at the moment, those particular offers I was talking about would be British Airways. If you go onto BA.com and you just select the dates, the £745 will not fluctuate a great deal, to be honest with you, because that rate is really through the whole summer. The only difference that you may see is the actual airlift pricing changing a little bit. But when I looked literally about half an hour ago, it was $745, and that's per person, including 7 nights accommodation based on breakfast and flights from London.
Perfect, thank you. And does anybody else have any questions?
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay. If you do have any questions, if you just pop them into the chat box, and in between each presentation, we'll go ahead and answer those for you. So thank you so much, Susie. Do you have any final words?
Yeah, if there's anybody that really does have anything, or you can, I'm going to share my email on the chat. So please, just send me an email. I've got fact sheets. I can send you the video. Sorry that it didn't play. I don't know why. Technology working its wonders. So yeah, just send me a message directly. I'll drop my email on the chat. I look forward to hearing from you.
Perfect, lovely. Thank you so much, Susie. Okay, so we're moving swiftly on, and now we are going to be heading to Calabash Cove Resort and Spa with Martin and Conrad.
Thanks, Nicole. Hi, everyone. Just a brief chat from me. My name's Martin, and we work for a company called AMG. We help represent Calabash Cove Resort across the UK and European markets. We also had a video to play, but due to technical issues, that wasn't working. So I am going to put the link to the video in the chat, as well as my email address. So if you do have any questions, just feel free to send me an email. But what I am going to do is I'm going to pass you over to Conrad to give you a little bit more information about Calabash Cove. He is live in St Lucia. So Conrad, all over to you.
Thank you, Martin. Good afternoon. Here it's of course still afternoon, so I can't really have a drink yet. It wouldn't be appropriate. So I just gonna share a coconut with you, right, if you don't mind. It's true, we had a nice video prepared for you. But I think it is the temperature difference between the UK and the Caribbean why it just would not work where you are. I had to check, it's about freezing in the UK, and I think we have around 80, 85 degrees here. So welcome to Calabash Cove for the next 10 minutes. We are, of course, a boutique resort for adults only. We are located in a secluded cove on the northeast of the island, just north of the capital of Castries, and a little bit south of the Rodney Bay village. We always believed in giving everybody a little space. I know now with what is happening in the world, there's a lot of talk about distancing and social distancing and so on. But I would like to think we have practiced this from day one. We have a lot of space for our 26 accommodations, and it has never really been an issue from day one. And we've also been open for the last 4 months again. Overall, our 26 units are basically divided up in 3 room categories. There is the entry-level Sunset Ocean View Junior Suite. There's 13 of them. Then we have 4 very unique swim-up junior suites that lead straight from a very, very large patio into the main pool. And I know often hotels create swim-ups to create some kind of added value for rooms that's somewhere to the side or don't have the most spectacular view. In our case, we have them because they're not our largest rooms, but they still offer a spectacular view of the sunset and the Caribbean Sea. And then we have our premium accommodations where I'm sitting right now, our water's edge cottages with their own private pool. They're right on the beach. And we're lucky because we have a secluded cove. There's really nothing between our accommodations and the beach. There's no security guard, there's no fence, there's nobody trying to sell you a necklace. It's just you and the Caribbean Sea. A little bit about all our accommodations. All the rooms come with king-size beds. They're placed into our adults only and largely really couples clientele. All of them have a double vanity, a rain shower. All of them have a patio, a balcony, of course, unrestricted ocean view, cable TV, and a bar. The cottages have also an outdoor rain shower and the pool that you see behind me. I worked for 20 years for the world's leading all-inclusive company. So I became my own boss 11 years ago. I wanted to have a little hotel where all my friends can come for a drink, if they want to come for a cup of coffee in the afternoon or a bite to eat without making any kind of arrangements for a visitor pass or buying a day pass or whatever. So initially, when we opened up the hotel, we offered a room with breakfast choice. But of course, because I've been in the travel trade for so long and I knew so many people, even before we opened, folks would say, Conrad, can you quote that all-inclusive also? And so we then started to offer also an all-inclusive option. We call it the unconditional all-inclusive because we didn't really want to sort of nickel and dime. So once somebody elects the all-inclusive, we let them have over 20, usually it's 24 wines by the bottle from the wine list as part of the all-inclusive, and then your decision is only to make if you have a Cabernet Sauvignon from California, or if you're celebrating something special, or you just feel like it, a bottle of Prosecco from Italy as part of the all-inclusive. The same with the meals. We don't really differentiate it. During the lobster season, for about 8 months out of the year, we're legally allowed to serve lobster. There's a lobster dish on the menu daily that is part of the all-inclusive. And the same thing applies for daily specials and room service. There's no charge. There's also no charge for any particular liquor and so on. We really a little bit the way hotels in the Caribbean used to be small hotels. Now that is not everybody's taste anymore. I totally realize that, and unfortunately, that's the decision one has to make. We are in many ways old-fashioned. We have live music during dinner at a level where you can still talk, right? So you don't have to compete with the singer that thinks he's the main feature of the evening, or the band, and it changes every evening. Also serve only fresh cooked meals. So it's not the kind of place where you rush in and out within 45 minutes. We really would like you to spend a little time, sit down, enjoy the absolutely incredible view from our Windsong restaurant, and just take your time. We take our time preparing it, so hopefully you can enjoy it. We do, of course, weddings, right? We never do any more than one wedding on any one day. And people always say, send me a wedding package. Well, we can give them a basic pricing option, but every one of our weddings or renewal of vows is an individual occasion. It's an individual affair. We would like to think we do them all one by one and never more than one on any one given day. I will shortly talk a little bit about the dreaded COVID, right? But before that, I would like to also tell you that Gretchen from Holiday Place and me have an added incentive. If you're really thinking about coming to Saint Lucia and to Calabash Cove, if you decide to come and stay with us in the next 7 days and commit to it, then Gretchen and me would also treat you to a private dinner for 2 on the beach as our guests, providing that you stay for at least 7 paid nights. And there are also all kinds of other promotions. They're not here to talk rate. That's for your travel professional.
So, Calabash, is it? Calabash Cove.
Yes, that's Calabash. Sorry, dear. CalabashCove.com. And Martin, who introduced me earlier, has also put the link to that video in the chat at the bottom. And I will also ask maybe the tourism authority to include it in the mail, in the follow-up mail with you, if you give permission for her to contact you, of course. So a little bit about the COVID situation in Saint Lucia. Saint Lucia has been very fortunate that it came up with protocols long time ago when it reopened in July. And it's probably one of the few, maybe the only country that has never really changed the rules and protocols a whole lot. We always stuck to our guns, and it has served us reasonably well, if one can say that, right? We had a limited amount of cases. Up to today, I'm not aware of any transmission in a hotel. And overall, once the guests are in the resort, they can have really a very, very good experience. They only ask to wear a mask when they move from their room to the restaurant until they are seated, or if they walk about in the lobby and there are other people there, then we ask them to wear a mask, but of course not in the restaurant or the beach or in the pool or at the pool bar or the pool restaurant and so on. And also, most of the changes that are affecting us and many Caribbean are really the changes that came in our source markets that sometimes weren't so fortunate in getting a handle on the disease. And sometimes these rules have changed, as you know, very recently out of the UK, where now well, right now you're not allowed to travel, period. And when you finally allow travel, you have to have a test that is no older than 72 hours to return again. And that's where really we come in. We have decided if it's an antigen Pambo Abbott test, that we will pay for it. But as long as you stay, as I said, 7 paid nights, we'll absorb the cost of the test. And it can also be done at the hotel. As part of the new protocols, every hotel has to have a medical facility. A nurse is there every day, and the nurse will take the swab. We will get it to the lab and get the test returned electronically to the person that took the test. We are sure it's done within 24 hours, most of the time within hours. It takes a little longer if somebody needs a hard copy of a test with a signature. But that's our offer. There are also questions about tours and excursions and so on. Since I'm sitting here in the island, I want to give a first-hand information. There's a whole number of excursions that are available as part of the COVID protocols. They have very strict guidelines. They have to meet certain requirements, but there are excursions available. Somebody mentioned earlier that you can't climb a mountain. I missed it, but you can climb the Piton. The Piton climb is absolutely available. You just cannot go in a group anymore, right? So you can only go alone or the 2 of you, or sometimes we try to get guests in the hotel together, like over Christmas, we had a couple times, 3 or 4 couples that got together and they rented a boat for the day and went sailing. And that is all perfectly okay. Sailing trips are available, sunset trips are available. Even whale watching is available. There was a little talk about dolphins earlier in Wales. I don't want to contradict anybody, but there is at least an estimated 2,000 dolphins, pygmy whales, smaller whales that live all year round in Saint Lucia. It is right. If you want to see a blue whale, as I've been fortunate to do a couple of years ago, or orcas or humpbacks, the most likely time is to them in the winter or before and after the winter when they're on the move and pass through on the coast of Saint Lucia, either going south or going north to their main feeding grounds. So much to Saint Lucia about the whole thing. I know it's in no way normal, but there's really no reason why somebody could not come to Saint Lucia and still have a wonderful experience. I don't know, I think my time is about up. I'm really sorry that I can't show the video, and I hope you'll take the 5 minutes and look it up. Or if you want to reach out to me, of course, info@calabashcove.com. Go straight to me personally. I would answer it on the same day. So, you know, however you do it, with Gretchen, if you book it, if you ask me for a question, I leave that up to you. I'm not telling you how to do it. Usually it's best to work with a travel professional because they can guide you through the whole process right now and assist you when necessary. I'm really just here to provide information. So if there are any questions, I'm on my smartphone, so I can't really look at them myself. Sorry about that.
Lovely, thank you, Conrad. There was a few questions throughout, but we've been doing our best to answer them. If anybody does have any questions directly for Conrad, if you just want to unmute your mic quickly and you can ask your question, I will also just scan. Oh, Susan did ask, do you offer free diving?
No, unfortunately, we do not offer free diving. We arrange it. We even arrange resort courses for people that want here. We usually work with Eastern Caribbean divers, which is about in the bay next to us. And if people want to do that, they even pick them up as part of the charge. But we don't really include it. I'm sorry. We only include non-motorized water sports, kayaks, paddle boards. And you can snorkel right behind me. I imagine you might even hear the waves. So yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Is there any other questions for Conrad? No.
I didn't see any. I think that was the only one.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much, Conrad. Thank you so much for joining us from that beautiful villa at Calabash Cove and making us all jealous of that amazing view. And we hope that you'll be welcoming some of the guests on this call here this evening very soon.
Thank you very much. And don't get discouraged. Think about a trip to the Caribbean. It's quite interesting when you hear how all the problems of the world take on a much smaller dimension. All the wars and the challenges and even COVID takes a different small dimension when you're here, and you can really enjoy a time away from it all. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much, Conrad. Okay, so now earlier on I mentioned that you can twin the north of the island with the south of the island. Well, now we're going to be heading down to Soufrière, and Andrea is going to tell you all about Sugar Beach, a Viceroy resort.
Thank you. So, share. Hi, everybody. How are you doing? I just want to make sure that I've got all this set up. Just going to move this down, slideshow. Okay. So good evening, everybody. My name's Andrea Hind, and we are actually, I work for Clear Marketing, and we are an agency that are contracted in for UK and European sales for Sugar Beach. And what can I say about Sugar Beach? I'm just going to show you the photos, if I'm being honest. So Sugar Beach, a Viceroy resort, as I said, we are part of Viceroy Hotel Group. And the hotel group have 15 hotels located around the world. And I have to say Sugar Beach is the most iconic property that we have. I'm just going to stop my video actually, because then we can really bustle down. And it's part of the Icon Collection, as I said. And Sugar Beach really is a 5-star ultra luxury and exclusive resort. And it's uber iconic in the Caribbean and to Saint Lucia. We're located within a UNESCO heritage site. Sugar Beach really evokes the magic and the very exclusive side of the Caribbean and Saint Lucia. As you can see, we're quietly and beautifully nestled between Saint Lucia's 2 majestic pitons, with calm azure waters and the only actually white sand beach in the southern part of Saint Lucia. So as you can see just down there in the picture, if I can zoom my mouse here, we've got this beautiful beach. And we're actually set on a really, really large footprint. As you can see, we're up in the mountains and we scale all the way down to the beach, but we actually only have 96 rooms. So we're really, really inclusive. So I just wanted to move on to start with. I know that Conrad's just been talking about the promise of cleanliness and about COVID and all of this kind of thing. And this is what we do from a Viceroy perspective. As I said, we are a COVID certified resort. Sugar Beach has been selected and we comply with those regulations. And what that means is basically you have your daily temperature checks and your butler will come and find you wherever you are in resort and they will take your temperature every day and it's recorded. We do insist that you wear masks, but when heading inside, so that means into restaurants, whether you're going into the lobby area of the hotel, into a kids club, into the kind of new grab and go coffee area, masks are permitted and are needed, but we don't expect people to wear them at the pool or at the beach. And something that I did want to just touch upon was there's lots of signage all around the resort about this. And of course, staff are wearing masks at all times. It doesn't matter whether they're serving you at the beach, whether they're serving you at the pool, whether they're serving you at the restaurants, they will all be wearing masks all of the time. So just showing you a little bit about the resort. This is our great house. And as you can see, it has a little bit of a classic colonial feel. And Sugar Beach actually is a former sugar plantation. And it was, transferred into a resort many, many years ago. And it's actually been a viceroy for the last 10 years. As you can see, it's classical colonial in style, but we have real contemporary touches that covers art, music and technology, as well as all of our interiors. And something I wanted to touch upon, actually, the owners of the resort are real lovers of art. And we house a wonderful art collection by artists such as Andy Warhol, Banksy even, and pieces by Damien Hirst, just to name a few. So if you are interested in that side of things, this property will really, really blow you away, just from that perspective, let alone the location. Now, the next picture here is actually of our lobby. And in a normal time, or not in COVID times, you would arrive at the resort and you would be transferred to the lobby and we would check you in there and then you'd be taken to a shuttle to your accommodation. But that's actually not happening at the moment. And we've changed the protocol a little bit. So when you arrive into resort, you get taken straight to your accommodation. You get met by your butler, and your butler checks you in and makes sure that you're, settled right at home right away. Any questions are answered and just leaves you to your holiday. So it's nice and simple. It's an easy flowing check-in process, especially after that long flight. Now, just moving on, I call this the pool and pitons picture, and I absolutely love it. It gives you a bit of an idea of, well, just a little snapshot of what the resort looks like from when you're up at the Great House. It's enviable, dramatic scenery, beautiful gardens. That's our communal resort pool there, which is actually next to our Bayside restaurant, and that's situated right down on the beach. We also boast a protected marine reserve right off of the beach, literally to the right-hand side there. I'm just going to show you with my mouse, actually, just this bit here. We offer diving, snorkeling, and something that I was very, very lucky to do and experience myself when I was there last year was night snorkeling. And they give you head torches to wear, and you go off with a guide from the hotel, from the water sports team, and you go night snorkeling, and it's amazing what you see. And it's literally right off of the beach. There's no need to take boats or anything like that. You can literally just wade in and off you go. Absolutely fantastic experience. From an accommodation perspective, as I mentioned, we have 96 rooms. They're all very stylish. They're white, crisp, clean, fresh lines, high ceilings, dark hardwood floors. And a typical rule of thumb is the higher the room category that you book, the more outdoor space and the bigger the private pool that you have. That's just a tip that I was willing to give you. So we actually have different room categories, as you can imagine. So we have rooms, which is our lead-in, cottages, villas, residences, which are multi-bedroom, all the way up to our beachfront collection, which I'll show you in a couple of seconds. And actually, just to give you an idea, as I said, the resort is based all up from the mountainside, then it cascades down to the beach. And we have many, many resort shuttles that kind of shuttle people around the resort so they can get from their accommodations down to the beach, down to the great room, down to the restaurants where they can dine. And the reason why we do this is because a lot of our accommodations are based up on very, very steep hills. So if you're typically fit, and you wanted to get some steps in for the day, for example, you can definitely walk it, but we do encourage you to take the resort shuttles. And actually, when you check in to your villa, your butler will give you his and hers phones on arrival. And this is where you can contact your butler at any time of day regarding any need that you have. And he can also call you the shuttle. And you never normally wait 2 or 3 minutes for the shuttle, and it will be there. So, it's a very slick process. It's a very slick experience. So never be put off if you're, situated up in the mountains in accommodation. For one, you have the most incredible views over the resort, over the pitons and the ocean. And the resort shuttles are there on hand within minutes to take you wherever you'd like to go. So it's really, really simple and easy to get around. And this is just a couple of pictures of what you can experience inside. Beautiful roll top baths. And as I said, this is one of our cottages with a private plunge pool outside. Now we do have actually beachfront villas, and a lot of people absolutely love this feature of the resort. We only have a few of them. And I would say they are, you know, toes in the sand from the minute you open the doors. As you can see, you can dine on your terrace and you're literally on the beach. However, the only caveat to this is that you do compromise on a little bit of your privacy. So it's just something to bear in mind. That's a, you know, that's a beach that's used by other people in the resort, not public. It is just resort. But you know, they're going to be walking in front of you, so it's just something to bear in mind. A lot of people though absolutely adore this room type. I for one would definitely book this because I'm a beach lover and I love to be as close as possible, but it's just a little tip for you to take away. And that's one of the plunge pools from the beachfront villas there. Now, as I mentioned, we do have residences at Sugar Beach, and this is 1 to 4 bedroom options. And it's really, they are amazing for multi-generational families, especially if you've got children, older children, whether you're, you know, a few couples that have all decided to pile in together. They are absolutely incredible. And a few of them are situated on this magnificent beachfront, as you can see. Literally infinity pools. You can walk straight down the steps, straight down onto the beach. You've got the pitons either side of you, and it really is quite the most incredible experience. And then quite new to our collection actually in the last few years is the beachfront collection, and we have 3 of these. They're Balinese in style, so they're typically very, very different to the kind of colonial look that we have for the rest of the property. But we just have 3 of these, and we often find that they're very, very popular for groups of friends who like to travel together. They might be celebrating a big birthday, a special occasion. They all come with butlers, and this is typically the interiors of what you'd find inside. So absolutely stunning, and we're very proud of these accommodations, and they're beachfront too. So moving on quickly to our rainforest spa. The reason why I wanted to touch upon this is because this is award-winning, this spa, and all of our 11 treatment rooms are situated in these individual tree houses. So it's like an experience like no other, and you have nature all around you, birds singing, the flow of water. It really is very, very tranquil and absolutely beautiful. We obviously have a huge menu of spa services that you can book on property through the concierge or through your butler as well. So we definitely recommend this experience while you're on property. Just a few more pictures of it there. Now to dining. So we have some beautiful restaurant options. As I mentioned earlier, this is our Bayside restaurant, which is down located on the beach, and it's open for lunch and dinner, and it's lit beautifully in the evening. It really, really is. And something that I did want to touch upon is that we do offer obviously bed and breakfast, half board, and we do have all inclusive at a supplement as well. So we have all of these packages to offer, and something that we thought was really, really cool was the lunch and dinner package, which is really great for people who don't actually drink. So I can understand why a lot of people get a little bit narc sometimes with the all-inclusive supplement that includes all this beautiful alcohol, but they actually don't drink. So we actually, you know, we've come up and created a menu and a package that's just lunch and dinner, and doesn't include alcohol for those who don't drink. So it's just something to bear in mind. And then we have a beautiful, stunning a la carte restaurant, the Great Room, again, with those beautiful views over the bay, true fine dining for sure. And then just below this on the terrace below, you'll find the terrace, and that's open for breakfast. So everything is served in the Great House, which is a beautiful way to start the day. Our Cane Bar offers beautiful sushi, and for people who are particularly into their rum, you will love this place, as we offer 30 different varieties of rum. So it's absolutely spectacular. And just as you can see, modern, it's chic, and quite an exclusive and iconic feel to the property, and different inside to how it looks from the outside as well. So it often takes people by surprise in a good way. And this comes down to private dining as well. We have an amazing team on property, and if you alert us, you know, in advance to say, you know, you've got a special occasion, it's someone's birthday, it's a proposal, an engagement, you know, whatever it is, they can put together a really beautiful dining experience if you so shall wish. Or to be honest with you, sometimes there's not even a need to celebrate. It's just the fact that you're on holiday and you're having an amazing time. So go ahead. We obviously have some fantastic facilities at the property. We have a state-of-the-art fitness centre, great snorkeling and sailing. We also have a kids club. So this is something that I haven't mentioned yet, but we are family friendly, absolutely to the max. We're not adults only, and we love having families on property. As I said, we have beautiful accommodations. So a lot of the time, you know, people stay up in their accommodations, they enjoy their private pools, but people do venture down and they use that communal pool, and they go out on boat trips. We have our own catamaran on the resort as well. We offer paddy courses, and as I said, we've got night snorkeling as well. So it's just some of the attractions that we have on property, as well as hiking the Piton that you can see in the picture. I too have actually done that, and it was absolutely fantastic. It's hard going for sure. The people that have mentioned that, who said, you know, you need to be into hiking and things, I would definitely agree. But it's such a fantastic experience and very unique to Saint Lucia, so not to be missed. And of course, we do weddings. I like to say, well, a few years ago, we actually hosted Matt Damon, the actor, and we catered his wedding. And it was an exclusive buyout of the property, and he had all his friends and family come down for his wedding, and it was absolutely fantastic. So we have an incredible team on property that look after weddings and special occasions. So please don't fail to get in touch with us if you have any inquiries about that. So there we go. That's everything that we have about Sugar Beach there. I'm just going to turn my video back on. I do actually have a video that I'd love to show you as well. It just sums up everything that I've spoken about Sugar Beach, and it really is a pretty spectacular property. As I said, iconic, exclusive, ultra luxury. This is for your really real special occasion. You will not be disappointed. As I said, we're a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Fantastic. So without further ado, I'll show you the video.
We're not seeing anything, Andrea. I'm not sure. It hasn't come up.
No.
Still nothing. Is it playing on your end? Because we can't see a video.
I can hear some of you saying that you can't see the video.
No, there's nothing on the screen.
Is that right? No. Okay, hang on a second. Let me try this again.
Oh, yep, there we go.
Here we go. You got it. Okay, here we go.
Is there supposed to be sound?
No? I have really loud sound my end.
Oh.
So it could just be, yeah, that's really, really bizarre. I have a lot of sound my end.
No sound from this end.
You know what, I can send the video, no worries. It basically is a snapshot of the property, but oh, the joys of technology, hey.
I know, apologies for that today, guys. We seem to be having a lot of issues with our videos, but we will send all the links to you, so that way you're able to watch them. And if you have any questions, you can always come back to us.
Perfect. Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you so much. Just before you head off, Andrea, I did see a couple of questions while you were presenting. Someone asked, what is the cost of the night diving?
The night snorkeling is actually complimentary. Yes, it's complimentary.
Perfect. Thank you. And then a couple of people asked me privately if that is the old Jalousie Plantation Hotel, and the answer, as I said, yes, it is. So a lot of you may recognize that hotel as being the old Jalousie Hotel.
Yes. And actually, something that I do need to mention quickly before I head off, we're actually closing the resort in June, and it's going to be closed for renovation, and it doesn't open until festive, so for Christmas of this year. So obviously we've got some fantastic offers, as the other hoteliers have been saying, especially at this time. So from now until obviously June time when we shut, and then we open again for Christmas and New Year with some added accommodations and a little bit of just a bit of an upgrade to some of the areas. I don't think it needs it, but we've got new owners and they're very, very keen to spend a little money on the resort. So just something to bear in mind.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much, Andrea.
Thank
Okay,
you.
I did see one question that was going around in the chat. I think my colleague Jackie, she did answer, but just to clarify for everybody, all the beaches in St. Lucia are all public beaches, but just like with Sugar Beach and Calabash Cove and many others, based on their locations, they can be seen or can be considered as private beaches because they're not as easily accessible by the public, whereas any hotels located on our Rodney Bay Strip area, for example, these are more easily accessed by the public, so they can be seen as more busier beaches. So hopefully that just clarifies it all for everybody. So now we're going to head over back to St. Lucia. We're heading over to Spice's cooking studio with Jenny, and she's going to give us a little fun demonstration of a St. Lucian meal that you'll be able to try as well. We do encourage you, if you do try this meal, definitely post in on our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, tag us, let us see what you've done. And Jenny will be sharing her information for Spice's studio as well, where you can share that. So without further ado, over to you, Jenny.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. I am a passionate home cook and a lifelong foodie. And I am really delighted to be with you today from Spice's Cooking Studio here in St. Lucia. I want to inspire you. A lot of people have been talking about inspiring you. Well, I want to inspire you with some fresh Lucian flavors. I'm going to be making a curried sweet potato soup, and it is relatively easy to make, and it is absolutely delicious. Sweet potatoes actually has an interesting history. Wild sweet potatoes were foraged by the Amerindians, who were the indigenous peoples of the Caribbean. And the plants of the wild sweet potatoes were crossed with sweet potato plants that were brought in by Christopher Columbus from Polynesia to create the hybrid sweet potatoes that we all know and love in the Caribbean. And it also attests to the fact that, or it's part of our history, because sweet potatoes were largely cultivated to feed the enslaved Africans who were brought to the Caribbean to work the sugar, cocoa, cotton, and banana plantations. So we have a long history with sweet potatoes. The curry part of the dish is obviously of Indian origin, and it has become part of our potpourri cuisine because the Indian workers were brought into St. Lucia and to the rest of the Caribbean after emancipation to work the plantations. So they brought their own flavors with them, their spices and so on. And in addition to that, so because of that, we can actually see that St. Lucian cuisine is really a potpourri cuisine, influenced by the Amerindians, the Africans, the Indians, the Europeans, Chinese, and Syrians, all of whom contributed to our cuisine. So it makes it very, very interesting. So today's dish, curried sweet potato soup, is going to be made with fresh ingredients and lots of herbs and spices. We are going to begin by boiling the sweet potatoes. So these are raw, cubed sweet potatoes that are going to be the base of our soup. So we'll put those in the pot, and we will add about 6 cups of water. to the pot. Let me turn on the stove here. Good. To that, we will add some quartered onion and some squashed garlic cloves. And this is an interesting ingredient. We're going to add some sliced carrots. And the carrots don't really add much flavor, but they boost the color of the final product. And we are also going to add about 4 or 5 seasoning peppers, which are very traditional in Saint Lucia. They're grown all over the islands in home gardens and on farms. They're interesting because they are part of the habanero family, but what they bring to the pot is the habanero flavor without the heat. So we'll put about 5 of them into this pot. And we will add some salt, about a teaspoon of salt. And allow that to come to a boil. We want the sweet potatoes to be tender, so then we can work with them for the soup. Now, that is going to take a little while, probably about 20 minutes or so. But we have some sweet potatoes that we have boiled, so we can begin with the recipe. Just let me empty a little bit of water. Okay. In this pot, I am going to put some butter, about a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of butter in the pot. And I'm also going to add an interesting ingredient. This is blended seasoning. Now, I wish you could smell it. It consists of onions, peppers or seasoning peppers, garlic, green onions, thyme, celery, parsley, and shadow beni, which is our local cilantro. So it's very, very flavorful. And that will go into the pot with the butter. That will bring amazing flavor for our soup. And in addition, I will add 1 tablespoon of curry powder. And I already told you how the curry became one of those ingredients that we use a lot in our cooking ingredients. I will add the boiled sweet potatoes and carrots. Smelling amazing. And I will add about 6 cups of the stock. The stock is the cooking liquid for boiling the potatoes. So after the potatoes have been boiled, you drain it, make sure that you keep the stock for the soup. Okay, one last ingredient is a bouquet garni. And it is actually a cheat way of adding more flavors, more herbs to the pot without having to chop up an assortment of herbs. It contains parsley, celery, thyme, green onion, cilantro or the shadow belly, and bay leaves, as well as an interesting ingredient. This is a black pepper leaf. Black peppers are grown generally in the south of the island. And of course, we use the berries when dried, the green berries when dried become black pepper. But the leaves when dried are really interesting, kind of like a bay leaf. They bring a woody, peppery flavor to the pot. So I always include the black pepper leaf in the bouquet garni. So that goes into the pot. And I will just add a little bit of salt. Just a teaspoon. And a couple of grains of black pepper. Lovely. So this will cook for a little while. And I will move this pot to the back burner. And I will move, this pot. Because I have a pot of soup that we started a little while ago. The potatoes have gotten very soft. And what I want to do now is just blend. I'm going to use a wand blender. Make the soup nice and creamy. And I will add half a cup of coconut milk. Coconut milk is also a very common flavor in our cuisine. Let me just give it a quick taste. Really nice. So the soup is ready. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to bowl. More. And I will just drizzle a little bit coconut milk. And I will take our soup along with a glass of rum punch out to the veranda where the sun is shining. It's nice and warm, about 84 degrees. I think somebody mentioned it earlier, but we'll mention it again to encourage you. And, you know, the sea breeze is blowing. It's absolutely perfect for enjoying curried sweet potato soup, deliciously flavorful cuisine of Saint Lucia. Cheers.
Oh, that was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Jenny. I can definitely speak for everybody when I say the chat was just buzzing with people excited to try it. And some of us could even taste it and smell it all the way in the UK. So thank you so much.
The flavors and the aromas are wonderful.
Oh, that was amazing. Thank you. I'll definitely be sharing the recipe with everybody. So you're definitely, you will be able to try it and tag us and let us know how much you enjoyed. But thank you so much again, Jenny, for joining us all the way to Saint Lucia.
Take care.
Jenny is the owner, as I mentioned before, of Spices Cooking Studio, who offers hand-on cooking classes, demonstrations for small groups, corporate groups, large parties as well, big families. So if you want to try that out on one of your trips to St. Lucia, I will also be sharing their details as well if you want to book any of those experiences. So thank you so much for everybody joining us here this evening. We're nearly at the end. We've just got about a couple more minutes. I'm just going to pull some names out for some prizes, and I hope my co-host will be able to help me in identifying if the winners are still here. So in a moment, we're going to randomly pick some names and you each are going to win a prize donated by either myself from the Saint Lucia Tourism Authority or one of our hotel partners. And what you'll do is, I have everybody's name who registered. So if that person isn't here, we'll then pick another name. But if you are here, just let yourself be known. Let us know, see that you're here in the chat box, and we will take details down of your name, and then one of us will be in touch for your prize. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. Okay, so hopefully you can all see my screen. Can one of my co-hosts just let me know if you can see the screen? Yes, can you all see my screen okay? I can't see the...
Yeah, all good.
Okay, perfect. So I do have everybody's name who registered here in this random picker. And what we are going to do is we're going to pick a couple of winners. So the first prize we're going to pick for, it is a bottle of Chairman's Reserve rum and a box of Hotel Chocolat chocolates, courtesy of the Saint Lucia Tourism Authority. So I'm going to go ahead and give all the names a quick shuffle. And we are going to pick a winner. So here goes. And the first winner is Selena Jared Shop still in with us? If somebody can let me know if she's still here, or if you can unmute your mic. Selena, are you still here? Going once, going twice. Nope. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and spin again. Is Margot still here? I think some people have dropped off, so there's might be a couple of names who aren't here. But Margot Ackham, are you still here with us? No? Okay, moving on. Hopefully we can get somebody who's still here. Heidi, are you still here?
Yes.
Yes, I'm still here.
Yep, Heidi, you're still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Perfect. Congratulations, Heidi Ann.
Lovely.
So you've just
Thank you
won a
very much.
bottle of rum and courtesy of
Brilliant.
Tourism Authority. So I'm just gonna I will be in touch and I'll get that prize sent over to you.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
So congratulations. Okay, so moving on, we are now going to give away a £30 Amazon voucher courtesy of the Harbour Club. So we are going to go ahead and spin. Debbie Seeley, are you still here? Debbie, are you still with us? Is that a yes from Debbie? No, no Debbie? Okay, let's move on. Oh, I can see Deborah. Oh, Deborah, your name is definitely in there. Lucy Fogati, are you still here? Is Lucy still with us? Nope. Okay.
Lucy Fogati.
My colleague is assisting me, so we're trying to move as quickly as possible. Juggle, are you still here?
Doesn't spin round very much.
I definitely saw you earlier
I'm
in the podcast. You have, oh, lovely.
Yay.
Congratulations. Okay, so you've just won yourself a £30 Amazon voucher, courtesy of the Harbour Club and Susie. So congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Congratulations.
Okay, so we're now moving on to £50 Amazon voucher from Calabash Cove. So let's get to spinning. Ooh, is Hugh still here with us? I recognize that name. He's been on for a few of our episodes. Yes, Hugh, you are still here. Congratulations. You have just won yourself £50, courtesy of the Calabash Cove.
Congratulations.
Lovely. Okay, and after our last prize, Sugar Beach will be awarding the last winner a bottle of champagne. So let's get to spinning. Is Ruth still with us? Ruth Reynolds, are you still with us? No? Okay, moving on. Let's spin again so we can get our final winner. Andrea Moore. For a second, I thought Andrea was winning her own prize, but Andrea Moore, are you still with us? Andrea's still here? Andrea, can you just let us know that you're still here? Andrea Moore, going once, going twice. So you can just unmute yourself. We just want to make sure that you're still here to be awarded your prize. Do you think we should wait a little while for Andrea, guys, or should we spin again?
Spin again.
Spin again? Okay. Let's go. We're spinning one more time. Like we said, you got to be in it to win it. Lindsay Edward, are you still here? Lindsay Edward, are you still here with us? No? Okay, let's go again.
Hello.
Charles Williamson, are you still here?
Hello, yes, I'm still here.
Charles, congratulations, Charles.
Thank you very much.
Won yourself a bottle of champagne from Sugar Beach.
That's wonderful, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so that's the end of the prizes. I'm so sorry that we ran a little bit over time this evening, but I hope that you have all enjoyed it and you've got a lot out of this evening and really learned a lot. Oh, if I can just ask if you could just all mute.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
Oh, I think everybody. Oh, yeah, sorry. I just had to mute everybody so I can just quickly say some final words. But yes, thank you again so much for joining us here this evening. We hope that you have gotten a lot out of this evening. I will follow up with a recording from tonight as well and all the contact details of our various different hotel partners. So if you are looking to travel this year, and we do hope that you are.
Oh, good. So you want champagne?
Oh, sorry, did somebody? Oh, sorry, Andrea. Yes, we did call you a couple of times, but we decided to spin again. I'm so sorry about that. But yes, thank you again for joining us on behalf of myself, the Saint Lucia Tourism Authority, our hotel partners, Calabash Cove, Harbour Club, and Sugar Beach. We'd like to thank you for joining us, and we look forward to welcoming you and to seeing you in Saint Lucia soon. So we hope that you stay safe and healthy and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you guys. See you all soon. Bye.